This is Nightline. Tonight on this Memorial Day, an American hero, an Army captain in Vietnam who made the ultimate sacrifice for the country he loved.
This one was the day that he was leaving. She's sad.
The first black officer to be awarded the nation's highest honor for valor.
President Johnson presented the Medal of Honor to the widow of Army Captain Riley Leroy Pitts. With Mrs. Pitts were her 2 children.
His voice silenced when his children were too young to remember. Now hearing him speak for the first time in decades.
Base of operations.
I'm seeing more than I expected, and don't know that I was quite ready for that much. I told you I wasn't gonna cry.
Plus, say yes to that old dress. The viral social media trend bringing generations of women together.
What are you opening? Oh, my wedding dress. Yay.
Unboxing vintage wedding dresses.
Haven't seen you in years.
Making what's old new again. And Tucci's travels, hot off the smashing box office success of The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Well, look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
Stanley Tucci takes us on the road to Italy for a new season of his travel series.
I want to invite you on a journey through the country that I love.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on this Memorial Day as we honor the brave souls who died fighting for our country in the name of freedom and their families. We remember one particular hero's family, the Pitts family from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Though not related to me, I traveled to meet them to share a special memory. Tonight, 50 years since the end of the Vietnam War, we bring you a story of courage, bravery, love, grace, and the son who didn't remember the sound of his father's voice until now. Here's another look.
We have so many pictures.
Get that, Mom?
Tell me about this picture again.
He was in, boy, he's a good-looking guy. Look at that. Hollywood. Look at that, Mom.
To the American people, Captain Riley Leroy Pitts is a hero. A soldier who gave his life fighting in Vietnam.
He married the next year.
But his loved ones, wife Eula May, son Mark, and daughter Stacy, know the harsh and high price of that heroism. What do we have here?
This is the Medal of Honor.
These other medals, what are these?
2 Purple Hearts, 1 Silver Star.
And you know, they don't give these things out for free.
No, they don't.
They don't. No, they don't. They
I'm
cost.
sorry. They cost.
Yeah.
War cost their family everything. Their father's voice silenced nearly 6 decades ago when they were too young to remember. But a moment on this day will change everything. Never before seen unearthed video of their father weeks before his death that they're going to see for the very first time.
Base of operations.
I'm seeing more than I expected, and don't know that I was quite ready for that much. I told you I wasn't gonna cry.
Let's talk about Captain Riley Leroy Pitts. The last time you saw your father, you were 3 and you were 5.
Yep.
What do you remember?
My overwhelming sense is him always on the floor playing with us. That's what I remember most. And a deep, booming laugh. That's what I remember. I don't remember much else.
I don't remember what his voice sounds like. My memories of him are through the family.
Those family memories paint a picture of a tall, strapping, and motivated young man.
How would you describe your brother?
He was a very good person. He would interact with everybody.
And you? So tell me about this tall, handsome drink of water you married.
Okay. Well, he was tall and handsome.
Why did you love him?
You know, he was such an easy person to love. He was very warm and very open. He was very friendly.
Friendly and accomplished. Bachelor's degree, Wichita State, fluent in 2 languages. Left a job at Boeing to serve his country as an Army officer.
In the 1950s, to be a black man in college when less than 10% of Americans were college educated. Less than 3% of black people had a college degree, but yet this man achieved all that. That's remarkable.
He was good at people. He was smart, and so he was going to do well.
But doing well would prove no small feat. In a season, the 1960s, when America was seething, Jim Crow was king. America's divides were deep and dangerous. A war within, a war overseas. That would take the lives of millions of Vietnamese soldiers and civilians and more than 58,000 American service members.
This one was the day that he was leaving. You can tell she is unhappy in this picture. She's sad.
His bravery leading the Wolfhounds of Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 27th Infantry in combat would earn him a Silver Star and 2 Purple Hearts. But then, just weeks before he was set to go home to be with his family on Thanksgiving.
October 31st, 1967. When did you hear? How did you hear? What had happened?
I was sitting in my kitchen. I looked up and there was a gentleman with the uniform on. And so I opened the door and he came in. Of course, he took his hat off. He said, I have some sad news for you. So of course, I knew what it was then. So he said, Captain Pitts, we've lost Captain Pitts.
Captain Pitts was killed by enemy fire. He was 30 years old.
I was broken up. My life was you kind of think your life is over.
I remember my dad and I was hugging and we were both crying. I had never seen my dad cry.
My grandfather was sitting in his car out in the driveway and he looked at me and said, Marky, your daddy's dead. I said, my daddy's not dead, my daddy's in Vietnam. But that's the way that you process things as, 3 or 4-year-old, just didn't hit.
In a White House ceremony today, President Johnson presented the Medal of Honor to the widow of Army Captain Riley Leroy Pitts of Oklahoma City. The captain's widow, Mrs. Eula Pitts, received the medal from the president in a private ceremony today. With Mrs. Pitts were her 2 children. Mark is 5 years old. Stacy is 7.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest award for bravery. Captain Pitts became the first black officer in American history to receive it.
What was that day like for you?
My husband was not there, so I'd have a hard time trying not to cry at the president. For me, I wanted him. These Medal of Honors and things, they were fine, but
yeah,
I wanted him. I didn't.
Yeah, can't hug a medal.
That's right.
Yeah, can't laugh with a medal. Can't raise children with a medal.
No, that's true.
Over at his mother and father.
Life went on for the Pitts family. Mark became a successful beverage executive, Stacy a university recruiter. They both have children who are about their father's age when he died. The years turned to decades, the memories turned to myths. Until one day, Mrs. Pitts sits down to watch TV.
The story started with my mother was watching the Ken Burns documentary on Muhammad Ali.
No, I will not go 10,000 miles to help or kill innocent people.
She calls me, I'm at a Tampa Bay Rays baseball game, and she starts telling me, hey, I just saw your dad, they interviewed him in this Muhammad Ali series, and you should try to find that. The crowd is screaming. I'm like, Muhammad Ali, Daddy, what do you, so Mama, I'll call you back, okay.
That clip was a short blink and you'll miss it snippet of a camera crew in Vietnam talking to soldiers about Muhammad Ali's refusal to be drafted to fight in Vietnam. And one of those soldiers, Captain Riley Leroy Pitts.
Simply because Muhammad Ali has these beliefs, there's no reason why people should go against him. I think he is a great champion, and they should respect his beliefs. That's why I'm here right now.
I Google Ken Burns' organization online. I send an email.
That footage, it turned out, came from the vast depths of the ABC News archives.
Look at you.
Good to see you. I'm very well.
Well, I got an email from Mark Pitts, Captain Pitts' son. We have seen this interview with him. Do you think there's any more to it with that? But then he said something that really just blew me away. He said, it's the first time my sister and I have ever heard our father's voice as an adult. I just felt like if this is in this library, I'm going to find it.
Searching through tapes that have been sitting unused and unseen for decades, ABC's Anthony Perrone makes a discovery that will change the lives of the Pitts family for generations to come. And we traveled to Oklahoma City to bring it to them.
And so it worked out that your son contacted someone at ABC. So he found
the original sequence of interviews, but he also found some other stuff.
VC caches, VC themselves, if they're still here.
What kind of a mission are we on now?
This is called a search and destroy mission. It's a very
What
slow,
we'd find deep in the archives, more than 40 minutes of unaired footage of Captain Pitts and his men fighting in Vietnam, filmed just weeks before his death.
He's a good-looking guy.
Well, I've heard that all my life. I'm watching his mannerisms, and that's the first time I would obviously remember his facial expressions, his body language.
A beautiful smile.
Yeah, he did. That's now kind of my memory now. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't have much more other than that to remember.
Every member of the Pitts family teared up as they watched, and so did everyone else in the room. So we have one more to show you. Because he made such an impression on the team from ABC News, they went back again and they interviewed his soldiers who were with him when he died.
Leroy Pitts was more than an inspiration and a leader of his men. He was a man among men.
He was a very inspired man. He did a lot for the morale of the company.
Without his leadership, everybody would have completely fell apart.
Their words confirm the clarity of war. In a foxhole, there is no class, no color, no bitter divides. You have the soldiers who served under your husband, under your dad. Some of them white, some of them with Southern accents, who I can't imagine ever had a relationship with a black man where they were subordinate to him back at home.
Clearly the respect that they had for him and the appreciation for his leadership, and it's probably more personal than it is anything that I saw in the video.
The Pitts family had only hoped for a few seconds for their archives. Instead, they found a sermon for us all.
This is Charlie Sickover.
I'm seeing more than I expected, and don't know that I was quite ready for that much. I told you I wasn't crying.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole lot more than that little 15 seconds that we saw. I mean,
yeah.
It's a whole lot more.
I just know that that I missed out on something special. I mean, I really do. And those men substantiated it.
We shared the videos with relatives and friends. I will never forget the reaction of Captain Pitts' 89-year-old sister, Irma Jean.
Rice caches, ammunition, all sorts of things, and information.
Rarely have I ever seen anyone stare at a screen as intensely as I just saw you staring at the interview of your brother. Why?
It made me feel close to him.
Your eyes lit up as you watched.
That was my buddy.
The buddy who became a soldier, who became a hero to his family and his nation. What's the stronger force for you? The gift that you were given or all that you lost?
The gift that I was given is by far.
Yeah.
You smile like your dad.
Well, because we're both very pretty.
Captain Pitts' memory, his legacy will live on, memorialized in the new Medal of Honor Museum outside Dallas. But his love will live deep in the bones of his bloodline till the end of time.
There literally are tens of thousands of young men who died, who did very brave things that never, ever have their names called. So we want to make sure that we continue to honor them, and through my father's service, that it wasn't in vain.
Our deep thanks to the Pitts family and to every man and woman who've dedicated their lives to this country and their families who support them. When we come back, the viral trend that has moms and daughters bonding over their wedding dress, turning something old into something new.
It was a full circle moment for me.
Welcome back. It's the new viral trend that's bringing generations of women together, unboxing old wedding dresses, reliving moments and memories as mom and grandma say yes to taking the dress out of the box. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
What are you opening? Oh, my wedding dress. Yay.
It's a bonding moment going viral on social media.
Haven't seen you in years.
Mothers unboxing their wedding dresses to share with their daughters for the first time.
Oh my goodness. There's my veil.
Was it always pink like that?
Yeah.
And like a movie moment, for some, it fits like a glove.
What do you think, Grandma? It's beautiful, honey. Can you believe I fit into your dress? I know. Isn't that something?
Bride-to-be Joan Daly tried on her mom Jane's dress from 1992, sharing the sweet moment and paying tribute to her mom's creativity.
She actually made her own wedding dress. She designed it, she sewed it by hand, and she made all of her bridesmaids' dresses as well.
I mean, of all the things she's made that are so beautiful, I think that was the most beautiful thing I've seen.
Over the years, thought about this moment when she would open the dress. I was hoping that she'd want to open it and try it on. It was a full circle moment.
It's a sign. Unlike Annie in Sleepless in Seattle, a rip in the sleeve isn't an issue for Joan and Jane. Something old can sometimes turn into something new. The mother-daughter duo are already plotting alterations so Joan can wear the refreshed dress to her wedding rehearsal.
I don't think the poofy sleeves are going to make it.
As fun as they are.
And as they get ready to celebrate Joan's big day, she now feels like she was able to be part of one she missed.
To try it on and to know that she made it out of a labor of love for her own wedding just felt incredibly special, and it made me just feel like I could be a part of that day even though I wasn't there.
Our thanks to Sophie. When we come back, Stanley Tucci gears up for a brand new season of his travel series, Tucci in Italy.
I want to invite you on a journey through the country that I love.
Finally tonight, actor Stanley Tucci, fresh off the huge success of The Devil Wears Prada 2, is taking us on the road with the second season of his travel series, Tucci in Italy. And he told ABC's Ginger Z all about it.
I'm wearing crampons.
From the wintry snowcaps of Sicily's Mount Etna.
That's the sea, where it's warm and sunny. This is the mountain, where it's sunny but not warm.
To the ancient and mysterious stone structures of Sardinia.
Contrasts. That's what it's all about.
Stanley Tucci is back for season 2 of National Geographic's Tucci in Italy.
I want to invite you on a journey through the country that I love.
The series following Tucci as he traverses across Italy to uncover the country's rich history and connection to food.
I'm in Treviso, home to what is arguably Italy's most famous dessert.
Like the origins of tiramisu.
That was incredible. And to watch them make it from the original recipe was really amazing.
The show, a love letter to his mom, who shaped his deep appreciation for cooking.
My mom is an incredible cook, and so she ended up cooking some new dishes there. We didn't go to restaurants, really, because we didn't have the money. But we ended up doing quite a lot of cooking and then traveling throughout Italy, and that was life-changing.
In the series, food is the great connector. Tucci's hope for viewers?
They get really hungry, and that they start cooking, and they start going to Italy.
The new season of Tucci in Italy airs on National Geographic and streams the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu. And that's Nightline for this evening. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.